etc.
Do you have sound going right now? Because it sounds like
we had a little bit of a hiccup at the beginning of the game, and there was delay with the soundboard, but it's been going on for a while. It's just a delay. We're sorry, guys.
Don't be mad.
We don't do that on purpose. We didn't mean to do that to you.
This should be interesting.
Actually, I'm gonna do the little bumper now. There we go. Done. Bumper is over. Oh. And yeah, there was just a cable issue. It sometimes happens. It's caught out enough, so we get it for the game. We got half the draft analysis. I think the overall idea is that Elevators are very excited about OG's creativity with Sven.
Yeah, I mean, more importantly, you guys missed all the stupid stuff that we said and only caught the end, which was
the
when
smart
we
stuff,
started sounding intelligent, you know?
It was on purpose, yeah, it was very good. But honestly, I'm excited to see OG's draft workout. I told you I love the Saksa Pangolier. I think this plus 4 is absolutely fantastic as a as a Pangolier. I think this guy really takes out the juices of this hero. Him and Crit are my favorite Pangolier 4s.
Yep,
I do find OG's draft interesting.
Yeah, I'm actually really curious to see how these team fights shake out.
Yeah, they're gonna find PPD for first. Sticky Nail doesn't do much early on. Unfortunately, PPD's been slowed to oblivion, and he's been taken out. That's the first blood going the way of OG. Sure, you might lose a rune along the way, but OG's all about them kills. You don't care about runes.
Yeah, this is OG we're talking about. They are going to run at you before the game has even started. Lelis actually he jaunted way too short, and he's dead.
Yep. He thought he was trying to get the minimum distance jaunt to go past the cliff, right? But unfortunately, did not do that at all. The enchant is ridiculous, by the way. We were talking about how strong his ability is, but oh my god, this ability is crazy good. On a support especially, like offensive dispel, plus a great slow, plus the fact that you can take creeps with it.
Yeah, 55% movement speed slow is probably the strongest level 1 skill in the entire game when it comes to that, outside of like Snapfire's, 100% slow for half a second or whatever.
I think Venomous Gale might be up there with it. No?
75% is that?
No. Venomous Gale is like 50 something as well, I want to say. I think it's up there with the enchant, but it is ridiculous. I agree with you. I also look at the build that No-Tail went for. I like this build. Boots immediately on an enchanter is already one of the highest movement speeds in the game. Try catching this here. It's literally impossible.
Yeah, and he's just gonna run around and trade. Only does 50 right-click damage, but if you can't trade back, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, but it's a pretty consistent 50. Really good attack animation as well, right?
Yep.
And with the enchant, you get to pile on a lot, and Lelis can't really fight him. I mean, Lelis there does somewhat of a creep skipping, you can call it. Snipes the courier in the process. It was good. It's a good play by Lelis, but you're not really putting any pressure onto this Sven.
Yeah, I really think that this game for NIP comes down to how good of a lane Tanner has. He's going to have to kind of alleviate a lot of the pressure and be the centerpiece for his team to play around. They're going to want to rotate the Bat and the Nyx and the Riki into the Shadow Fiend's lane and hope that he's kind of just like this unkillable raid boss in the early to mid-game portions.
Yeah, that's the goal, right? Right now, how are the lanes be shaping up, though? Do you see this early game going the way of OG yet again?
It's kind of hard to count them out just because I feel like they definitely outskill NIP at basically every position. It's not a knock against the NIP players, but it's just fact. Like, the OG skill on an individual level is off the charts.
Tanner wants to prove you wrong by getting a solo kill on Topson. Ooh, that magic wand though did save him. That was a good play by Tanner though. He almost had it with a level 2 raises already. And now another raise. That's 4 raises.
I dare you.
He's not able to though. He's out of mana, and now Topson has the advantage. The Flame Guard swallowed up most of the raises. He doesn't have anything to control the lane with. Tanner got a bit too cocky, and now Topson has the upper hand in this lane because he had just had much more regen than him.
Yep, and he's got 2. No, sorry, that's Tanner who has 2 rune wards because he went for the super early bottle, but Saksa was actually able to drop this ward behind the Shadow Fiend, so Topson has a little bit of extra information as far as like what's coming out to the Shadow Fiend, what he needs to be ready for.
Yeah, that is true. We'll see. The double south for Topson does show that he knows this lane is not going to be the greatest of lanes. It's going to be hard and if he wants to get the farm properly. But he's playing quite aggressively, and this is the strategy a lot of Ember Spirits use against the Shadow Fiend, which is called Hug the Shadow Fiend. Don't let him use any raise that's not the short range raise, and then just fight him. Man fight him to the death, and you can usually win against the Shadow Fiend.
Yep, he's doing pretty well considering melee hero against Shadow Fiend is the matchup. No tail. He is looking for more ghosts or any super annoying creeps to grab a hold of. He's one of the best Enchantress players in the entire world.
No tail is just he's the king of micro, right? Oh, Tanner. Here. Now swashbuckle ready. Topson. Topson about to go down. The salve. There's the impetus. A lot of damage for Tanner, but I think it missed, right?
I think that was an uphill miss. I don't know if it would have been quite enough because that spell has been super nerfed with only 8% damage from distance, but Tanner.
Oh, well, now there we go. We pick up the slack. Goodbye, Tanner. That TP was very hopeful, and OG knew exactly how to punish it.
The massive tip and the chat wheel line. Trying to tilt the young Shadow Fiend player, and now he has to walk all the way back to lane without any boots because of that TP.
Universe. There is Spike Carpus and Impale here, so Melto can't quite fight him. And as you mentioned, this Shadow Fiend is going to be in a real bad position. You don't want to play recovery on Shadow Fiend anymore. He's usually here you pick to win the lane entirely.
Yeah, although he is okay. He is okay in the jungle. You know, one of the fastest jungle farmers.
True. He's a flash flame. Why did Melto pick up the ghost, by the way?
Only thing available.
Really? Oh, wow. Okay. He's really depleted that jungle then. I mean, I guess anything works, like with a plus 30 damage, even this Fell Spirit, which I've never seen in a competitive game of Dota before, is useful.
Right? It's basically another range creep, at least, in terms of damage, right-click and
Yeah, it really is. It is piling on. Look at this ghost go. Woo! Alice cannot deal with Fell Spirit. Which is spelled fell, like he fell? Like he died fall. I've never even looked at the name of this creep. That's a horrendous name, like he died falling or something. I was like, okay.
Fell lives matter, man. You gotta
yeah, it's not like fell like with one L, like demonic or fell or fallen or no, it's just fell. He fell a spirit. Oh well. OG with three kills and advantage, but NIP still with the net worth advantage here.
Dead courier.
That courier, oh, yeah, that's dead. And this time it's a centaur, so no more fell spirit for this. Look at this. There's real OG life. Universe having much more trouble against this. The damage is considerable actually from the centaur. EPT is joining. No-tail might have been enough, a bit more if he could chew. And they forced the TP. That was a really nice body block by No-tail, but unfortunately no cigar. The Impale crushes him. And No-tail pushed off. There's a sticky napalm. PPD. Firefly him. Goodbye, No-tail.
Almost gets another courier on the back. He's chasing it down with the centaur. I think it's going to get away. Yep.
Yeah, that little shark is not going to go down. That could have been a good double courier kill there, but I think No-tail for one courier is still worth it, to be honest. He just overstayed his welcome.
I mean, he's just memeing around. Like, there's two supports chasing him in the woods, which means that all of his cores are having completely unharassed farm in their lanes.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
That's true. The Ricky having uncontested farm is also kind of scary right now. He has not been struggling too much against mid one. His net worth is kind of on par with mid one. Sven is out farming ever so slightly, but Ricky comes online much sooner.
Has fortified its structures.
Yeah, I will say that SumaiL is going to accelerate here pretty quickly.
I don't care either.
Going for the max cleave, of course, and he's one of the best heroes in the current meta at collecting these neutral items, which is super nice because you get that net worth out to your team very, very quickly.
That's a very good point, actually. Yeah, and Red Set made smart. You can start farming jungle, no problem. It's probably one of the things that they probably see in him, and the reason why they're picking him so often these days.
But just continue doing whatever it was you were doing.
And with that, OG will just resign themselves to farming a bit on this Ven. I don't think they're really looking for kills right now, unless the enemy team makes a misplay. It should be really NIP putting the pressure here.
Yeah,
but No-tail's keeping.
Middle tower.
No-tail's not letting them though. He's the literal guardian of the forest right now. You come close to the jungle, and him and his stupid hill troll berserker will chase you out.
He'll just grab whatever's available. I'm sure he's gonna probably pick up this this ghost now with the extra 30 damage. Actually,
Yeah,
kind of
both is
scary. 25% slow plus a long-range, high-damage attack.
Oh, Sean, stop Ember. Ember in trouble. He does. Wow, the 2 raids are evaded. However, the haste
alive.
rune, he actually does survive this. Jesus Christ. He had a magic wand anyway, so he had a fair chance to continue. There's the magic wand. Sees Lelis. Haste rune still continuing. Was super useful there. Let's see if he can get a kill with it. Ah, he has vision. He even do wards for his team. Topson, this man can do everything. He'll mid lane, he'll support, no problem.
He's actually nuts. I've been watching a bunch of his replays recently, and the stuff that this guy pulls off is just completely bananas. He, like, just lives when he's not supposed to all the time. Makes it so hard for the other team to do anything.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're good tactically, this guy's better than you mechanically, right? It makes him really tough. I can imagine replay analysis against him is very tough as well, because you look at your choice, you go, I think that was the right choice, but he turned it around, because this guy.
Yeah.
And then how do you improve, right? Because it's the mechanical choices are usually the hardest to improve on, or the least immediate.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why OG is so hard to play against, because, like, if you were mechanically worse, you definitely couldn't play this style where you're literally just like running into the enemy's jungle at 5 minutes into the game. But if you're so confident that you're not going to die because you can just outplay them, like, it doesn't matter.
Let's see, OG. Do you have the high ground advantage here, NIP? I don't know if this is the play, though. Oh, Tanner was thinking of wrecking the souls. There's no spike ups in University who wants to make some damage. They want to go for Topson. PPD does not have that ultimate, but they got enough damage. Topson disintegrated. You're not going to get out of this one alive. As NIP looks for more, but unfortunately they don't have that Drinkle anymore, so they can't quite catch anyone. Still a good kill, though. Wow,
Definitely. That is one way.
There.
Just coil him, and then pretty hard for Topson to outplay that when you cannot move out of a certain area.
Yeah, that's a Power Dreamcall, right? That happened before, though. He did outplay them before, just had the Dreamcall, so don't count your chickens here. The haste did help a lot last time, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. Meanwhile, the Hawk free farming in the bottom lane. He's got his first Blade of Alacrity, working towards that fast diffusal blade. Top of the net worth. Pretty strange place to see a Riki, considering how slow they farm normally, but that's what happens when you have a fully free lane.
Yeah. He's also, I mean, he's got a fast farm once you get the Cloak and Dagger, though, because you have a ridiculous amount of damage.
Topson.
Not like, yeah, Topson, okay, mid lane, they catch him with the Wrecking the Souls, and that was an easy kill. Just get the stun out, Wrecking the Souls. I mean, I guess Nyx is really good against the Ember Spirit.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been one of the best heroes against Ember, and with the change to adding the fear to Requiem of Souls, it means that Shadow Fiend can kind of counterplay Ember Spirit a little bit.
You're up high.
Yeah, it's true. The new Requiem is actually pretty good against the Ember. You can even catch, I mean, he has an Invis rune. I'm assuming it's going to be the typical Shadow Fiend build of the BKB straight up. We've seen some go for Shadow Blade, perhaps.
Yeah, I think this game, like I said early on, he sort of needs to be the centerpiece. So
Yep.
it's either going to be like early BKB, it could be like a, you know, Satanic super early on too. They just want to play around him and have him walk at towers.
No tail in the top lane. They try to catch him out. Sticky Napalm. Universe, there's an Impale. No tail, burned up, no tail. Oh, he's just barely surviving. He's gonna kill PPD. He will. I mean, sure, he dies, but with that many stacks of Sticky Napalm? That is crazy.
Space. Meanwhile, Shadow Fiend goes down because there's no supports to help.
Yeah, they just caught him easily because they were both too busy killing this other support. Who even gets a killing spree in the process, by the way. PPD was holding a killing spree.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, No Tail is actually the most annoying player to play against, in my opinion, as a 5. He just gets so much done because he just like makes you so angry from his laning stage that you just end up chasing him.
Right. So you're telling me that OG plays 2 games, right? The physical game and the psychological game is the real important. Alright, let's see how they can continue this, because Topson, looking for a kill into the Bat Rider, has no searing chains though, so it's a bit difficult to actually guarantee the skills. In the bottom lane, we're seeing a carry fight, as the Hawk realizes that he is not strong enough to beat SumaiL right now. No Diffusal Blade means you just lack the damage. SumaiL also went for a Mask of Madness build, so it's a relatively early activation build. The Hawk? He's like that terrible friend of yours. As soon as you turn your back, he's just stabbing you right there.
Stealing your girl.
I can see a running theme here in this cast. It's alright.
But yeah, Mask of Madness is perfect on Sven. You know, what does the hero need? He needs attack speed and movement speed, and then he has this Warcry ability, which gives you 12 bonus armor, 15 bonus armor maxed out, which counteracts completely the minus armor from Mask of Madness, as well as giving you extra bonus damage.
Yeah, the Diffusal Blade's about to come out on the Hawk. I like the build. I think it's a curious build. I haven't seen it too often, Tanner. Well, I haven't seen Sven too often in general, so I don't really have much to comment, to be honest. SumaiL, as I try to get the kill on PPD, there is the Raw clean. No tail as well. Rolling Thunder, forward. No tail, can add to the tower. No tail, attack anyone. Oh, he did not aggro the tower properly. PPD will die for no tail, and the failed Dream Coil onto the Ember Spirit. Yeah. They do have the Fusel Blade though. It's time to fight. They're looking for the cleave stun. They get the Stormhammer stun instead. SumaiL wants to go further anyway. Wrecking Assault is ready. SumaiL stopped. They stop the Wrecking Assault as well. They decide it's not the time to fight, and the Hawk gets dusted. So you have to be careful. Universe killed off in the backline. And Topson just going in for a quick kill. Wow. Just a quick cheeky kill, you know, whatever. I'm just walking out. No big deal.
And he gets the bottle refilled from the TP back. Yeah, these guys are fully online now. As sparse as their items may look, they are ready to fight and take this mid tower.
I mean, OG decides when it's ready to fight, not the items, right? They don't go by game timings. They have their own timings.
Exactly.
And you can tell here, I think NIP is falling into the scrappy fight that the enemy team is looking for, because they have very clear timings, the BKE and Tanner being a clear one, and they are not fighting alongside those. The Diffusal Blade timing was kind of just fortuitous, but it wasn't the goal. Like, it just kind of came.
Yeah, same thing that we saw last game. Exactly. Yeah. They're not controlling the tempo, exactly what you just said. OG, they recognize, like, hey, we can just make them miss their timings if we just run at them. And so we're going to do that. And there's nothing they can do about it other than just ignore us and our presence here and lose towers, which is probably what NIP needs to be focusing on, is just giving Tanner a couple more items and then stacking up behind him and doing the same thing that OG is doing to them, but in reverse.
Exactly. You need to be able to just play your game, right? OG's playing their game all the time, and nobody's stopping them from doing this. NIP has not really gone for a counter strike particularly, but they're not able to execute as they'd like to. Mid one, okay, a target is, I mean, this is a bit risky though. Saksa has a Rolling Thunder. Topson's fighting here. No. They're gonna go for Tanner. That tricks the trade didn't last too long, but here comes the lasso. Now the omelet. Another great roll though by Saksa. Mid one's still gonna go down, and Saksa can't do enough. As Topson tries to get the kill onto the Ricky, but a beautiful spike carpet stops him, and Ricky has tricks of the trade, so he gets away. The Hawk is not only brought down here. Saksa tries to guess, but he guesses incorrect, or not fully correctly. Half points for him, and the death as well. Really well played there, NIP. I think that was the bait and the kind of like tempo control we were talking about earlier. That's the kind of games plays you want to make.
It is, but at the same time, I have to admit that it kind of feels like OG is like Goku training at like 200 times Earth gravity, or with those like giant weights on his arms, because they literally picked this Ember Spirit into Puck, Nyx Assassin, and Ricky. They picked it on purpose, and Topson is still getting so much done.
That's very true. It's a very, very good point, actually, you make that. So
they're playing hard mode. They're playing hard mode.
I mean, you make a good point here. You could also credit it the other way to just PPD's amazing drafting, but you are right that they picked an Ember Spirit there, right? I do wonder, I mean, I haven't seen Topson playing forever, so I don't know how wide his hero pool has become, or how not wide it is, right? He used to be the most versatile player, so perhaps they just thought he was the best hero for the draft. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's got his set heroes just like SumaiL does. You know, SumaiL, not necessarily the meta carry picks, but they seem to work out quite well.
Okay, Shadow Fin caught. They have no lasso. 8 seconds for the lasso. Tanner's forced to use the BKB immediately. Run away. Swag feeding away, Tanner. Don't let him catch you. That BKB still has a couple seconds left. Stormhammer 7 seconds left as well until the second bout. The Hoggies to help him. There's the lasso. Drag back the bully. Don't let SumaiL take down Tanner. It's alright if PPD dies here. It's all well and worth it as long as Tanner survives. Good use of the cleave there to get the kill.
Defensive use of abilities though from NIP. They trade the BKB and the lasso for Sven's God Strength. BKB now complete on SumaiL as well. Curious where they go. Are they just going to run down mid? Or are they going to try and take Roche? No Tail looks like he's circled the enemy triangle. They want to control anywhere that NIP can farm, corral them into their base.
NIP. There's smoke here. Let's see. They don't want to be crawling to the base. They do not want to be put in that position where they're forced to choke, like OG loves doing. They practice that choke a lot. Only put there. So they want to make sure to get some counter kills. Perhaps an objective. They seem to go for Roshan. Is Roshan quick in this lineup?
I think they're going to be able to pull this off, actually. They have the Mask of Death, Morbid Mask, rather, to help Tanner tank, but they need a little bit more sustain. However, OG moves to the bottom side of the map. They don't sniff this out. Very cheeky play. Nice smoke.
Yeah, they're gonna take the Roshan.
Sketchy. Sketchy.
I like that. Oh, because they're nearby now. Mid-wide with the smoke as well. Should be able to see them. It's gonna be Nyx though. It's like, okay, maybe there's a Nyx here. Nah. So Roshan taking right in your face, mid-1. As they have no lasso. 4 more seconds. Mid-1.
I don't want to take this fight,
a bit difficult. Ooh, Ricky took the Aegis, but he is about to lose it immediately. So much for that cheeky play. Did nothing as they control PPT as well. PPT in the high ground also killed off. It's just OG. They were not even bothered by this Aegis taking. Sure, it's going to happen. Some gamer's going to game, but we're going to continue winning our game.
Time and time again, mid-1 is just playing such a good baiting game. Like, I really feel like NIP, they need to just get the win of getting the Aegis and then like reset. They were all half health. They still didn't have lasso until after the fight had already kicked off. They lose the Aegis immediately and essentially just surrender the advantage they just took.
Yeah, the whole point of that play, the whole smoke was pointless there. The gold still goes your way, right? So trying to see the silver lining here. You still got the 150 gold. You didn't lose anyone in that engagement. Could have been worse, I guess. I know, it's tough. When you play against OG, I find that all the teams just seem to be making the wrong plays at all times against OG. They always know what's going on.
Yeah, it's very hard. Like, you just feel pressured to make stuff happen all the time because OG seems like they're always doing that.
Yeah, OG doesn't rest for a single moment. They're going to find Tanner. There's another BK force. The same thing as last time. They still have a Dream Coil, though.
They're going to chase 100% here. This BKB,
yeah, they have Rolling Thunder. Tanner has lost his BKB. He did not guess correctly, though. Saksa will find Universe instead. Alright. It's a Universe kill after all. It's not that big a deal. It's a much bigger deal if you catch Tanner there.
Again, another BKB charge down, however, and they do use Coil as well as losing the Nyx Assassin. It just kind of feels like NIP has not fought on OG's side of the map in this entire series. Like in 2 straight games, every single fight is on their side of the map.
Yeah, it is. But that's the OG control. That's how they do. You cannot decide where you fight, which is part of the tempo problem. It's just a recurring thing. I think I don't really know how to beat this team, if I'm honest with you. I don't know what kind of playstyle, maybe you have to draft completely against them, like draft to counter them as opposed to draft your own draft. Perhaps that's the idea.
Well, I think that they're not really utilizing this puck well enough, or even the Shadow Fiend's ability to shove waves. Like, you know, OG obviously has good catch with the Ember Spirit, but it's not like he went boots of travel. It's not like NIP has to just stick in their mid lane and fight the 5 grouped up heroes of OG. Now that we're starting to see Lelis pushing in this top lane, somebody has to respond to this, and then maybe that is the time that you can utilize like the Nyx Assassin or the Riki to find these pickoffs.
Yeah, that's a good point. They're shoving the lanes, the map control you could acquire with that. They probably haven't. I mean, maybe a puck with a trial boost would have been a good choice this game, just to manage to do that. I can see that.
It's like OG's been his 5 since minute 8. Like, make them split up, make them stop deathballing you.
Nice, take a tower top. Yeah, you're totally right. Actually, the way to do so is to regain map control. I mean, I think the OG is also one of the best lane shovers in general. They really understand the lane control. Look at No Tail. Look at this play. Like, it's these small plays that get them. It's just No Tail alone shoving this lane, combine the 2 lanes so that Sven can farm appropriately. It seems like a small play. You guys are like, why is the hype here? Because this is what wins them games.
Yep, and SumaiL cut the top lane as well, so there's actually 0 map pressure because of their lane control.
Yeah, exactly. It's well done. There's smoke now, and this smoke now comes from the enemy side of the map. They know where the enemy team is. They have shoved lanes. They have kind of a good knowledge of where they've been farming for.
Yep, and now they smoke into their own jungle to push NIP out, which means that NIP has to go back into their base, which OG has already farmed all of the camps around there.
Exactly.
And that's how you choke them out. You keep control. It's a very, very kind of classic move at this point that the highest level teams make, which is to control the enemy side of the map and smoke back to your side of the map, which is the only place that a team like NIP can farm.
Yeah, you're totally right. They're doing a fantastic job here, OG. Like, they're showing us why their playstyle is so effective, honestly. Every movement, what I love about them is that every movement seems to have like a purpose, both within the movement itself and both within the grander plan.
Yep, I agree. And it's
no wasted time.
It's one of the reasons why teams find it so hard to deal with them, is because they're just constantly forced to react to what OG is doing.
It reminds me a bit of how the old Chinese teams used to play back in the, I hate to mention it because people are going to hate me for this, but TR4 meta. When it was like every single thing was calculated, you know, and you had to win 14 minutes and 47 seconds in, because otherwise you were a scrub. And it was back in the day where every movement you were like, okay, so if I'm rotating here, what's the plan right afterwards? Why am I doing this exactly? And they had this like choreographed almost.
Yeah,
OG doesn't choreograph it though. It's just naturally good.
NIP is doing a really good job of dodging right now, and this is what they need to be doing. You can see that OG's kind of struggling to find these kills. And sure, they might find the bat here, but at the same time, you've got Lelis top, you've got Shadowfiend farming, you've got the Hawk farming bottom. And it shows in their net worth, right? They have a 3k gold lead with all three of their cores above everybody aside from the Sven.
Yeah, they get a quick kill in PPD, but it doesn't really matter because it's just a position 5 here you're accomplishing. Early on, taking on the barrier, sure, he's your initiation, but now it's just space that they're making. Yep, Tanner's gonna step a courier tier 2. Did you see the build on Tanner, by the way? He's going for a blink plus Axe, it seems.
Tower has been destroyed.
What do you think of this?
I'm not a huge fan of like relying on Requiem as your main kind of build for Shadowfiend, but I think that they kind of missed their timing where you want the Shadowfiend to be like the right clicker running at towers. So you have to kind of switch things up and then now rely on the Riki to be sort of like the actual carry of this game. So I'm actually okay with it. It gives them a little bit more combo with the Dream Coil. You can kind of use it as like a poor man, except maybe not even poor man's, but like a Keeper of the Light plus puck combo.
Oh, with a blinding light, right. I was thinking, how's that?
Yep. Yeah. Making people walk out of the coil and snapping it.
Yeah, I mean, you have the flame break already, so you do have a couple combinations to do that. Oh, NIP, what are you gonna plan to do? They're looking. I mean, they went for the Diffusal Blade Manta style build for Riki now as well, and they seem to be quite farm. Ricky's going for the pocket Riki now. Yep. I don't know what the turning point is for them though. When is the moment when you're like, okay, I can fight OG head on? Item-wise, right? Don't give me like a literal minute. Like in 3 minutes, it's gonna happen.
I don't really feel like you have to. I think that you're happy with how this game is going right now. As long as you don't get high grounded, I think that you're happy to just get as much farm as possible, and you're going to end up outscaling what is essentially just a single core, because Topson, you know, he's going for an Octarine. Still doesn't have it yet. He has basically no damage at the moment, and so it's just the Sven.
Yeah. So I guess you're right. Yeah, you're looking for like a mistake that OG might make, and then counter initiate for that.
Yeah, I mean, you're happy to just kind of like continue to farm until you feel like you have like 6 slotted 3 cores.
Yeah. And the Huck just managed to evade this. Is a good play. Lelis as well. There's no blink though, so it's gonna be more difficult for him. Will that lose the orb? I'm not gonna see it, so it's fine.
Yep.
Well played by the Hawk, by the way, using the
really good from NIP.
Yeah. They're playing this very well.
And you can see OG is still trying to move around as 5. Like, they have this Omni Knight who they need to play around. They have the Sven, who isn't the most mobile hero in the world, and so they want to be as 5, and NIP has suddenly shifted their playstyle to not trying to guerrilla warfare OG. They're just splitting them up, or if they don't split up, they get more farm, more objectives.
That's true. So it's just you have to take the lesser of both evils, because you don't have the right option here for OG. They're kind of forced to OG into the play where, okay, we know what your style is, we know what you want to do, so let's, we're not gonna let you use it or play it. Which is the way how you counter them, I think.
I agree. And once they get this Ags onto Hawk and they have the Ags on Puck and they have Tanner with Ags as well, like this team fight is going to be disgusting.
Yep. Oh, SumaiL, BKB. Yeah, there's the Ags on SumaiL. That was still a really good play though by DPD because he forced out himself to get him further away, and then he killed Topson in the backlines. There we go. Well played, NIP, bringing him back. Lelis now, Wrecking the Souls with Aghanim's. That's the perfect Wrecking the Souls. That's the initiation they were looking for this whole game. And SumaiL alone against the two main cores. Now Saksa actually joining him in as well. The Hawk will be decimated. That was, okay, much better for OG than I expected initially. I got a bit overexcited there. The Hawk could not withstand SumaiL's pummeling, but it was still a really good play there by NIP.
Yeah, you can see the potential. I mean, this Ricky is still relatively squishy. You know, he's going for this Ags. I would almost prefer that he gets something like a BKB, just because there is quite a bit of control on the side of OG. But again, the potential is there. We saw the Ags coil and the Ags Requiem, and almost all of OG just dies immediately.
Yeah, and we can see that the impact of... Oh, Lelis. Wait, sorry. Top lane. Lelis the orb. There's a blink. Yeah, he has a blink ready. He should be fine. Pretty hard to catch him. We have seen the power of the potential wombo combo they have. The Sven only really survived because of the BKB, so as long as that BKB... as long as the game continues to go forward, that BKB will become much weaker. You always have the option as well of the Dream Coil with the Ags and just breaking it early, trying to get that, or at least just ignoring the Sven like they did earlier.
Sven is still very massive, so once those ults are down, I would expect OG to continue to group up, even if they don't have God Strength and BKB necessarily.
We're gonna find Tanner here. There's a good stop. Oh, that's interesting. So the moment that it gets disjointed, you stop going with the Stormhammer. I did not know that. Okay. Fascinating. The Hawk?
I guess it makes sense.
You can play around with that then. You can disjoint him as soon as he's really close to you and then force him. That's an interesting play.
Radiant's top tower is under
I think
siege.
NIP is playing quite smartly with that force mobility. You see the force staff for PPD earlier and stuff. They know that the Sven, once he commits to the Stormhammer, you're going that way. And you can play around with that. You can really force the Sven into bad situations. Okay, his initiation onto Enchanter shipped out quickly. Then with a lasso, break the Dream Coil as well. They're trying to just separate them away. Omni-Knight in a really bad position. Tanner, though, has been destroyed by SumaiL. And just nothing can beat SumaiL right now. This Superman just charges right into Ricky, kills him right off. There's a BKB, though, that just got expired on Sven. And now they can actually stop him. But it's a bit too late. There's no more damage anymore. And SumaiL is just tearing through your lineup. Ricky does not last long enough for SumaiL to become relevant. And OG is just making quick work of you.
They're going to try and get back here and contest this Roche. Spending 2 buybacks. There was a ton of buybacks on OG, but I don't think they have enough heroes to actually fight this. So kind of just a wasted buyback onto Hawk. Unless they go in right now. But that's probably suicide and potentially game losing if they do that.
Oh, PPD, this play. He just bought back. This is not the play, PPD. Goodbye. And the tips. That had to happen. Oh, I don't know if he's raging. Oh, they even have the voice lines for that. That is a really tilting voice line. I did not know that. Enchanter's voice as well. Her voice is probably the worst voice in the game in terms of tilt. I hear this and I just PTSD.
I gotta say, once again, NIP is playing quite well this game, but OG is just consistently better. Like, they created enough chaos to where they couldn't get the big wombo combo of the coil into the Requiem, and so Tanner ended up just kind of wasting the Shadow Fiend ult.
The Hawk? Nah, he gets away. Yeah, I mean, they played this game as well as they could, I think, for the most part. It's just been really tough because you did give a lot of space to SumaiL because of the way you were playing the game. And OG knew how to utilize this downtime effectively. SumaiL is a beast. Let's not discount him. There's Syrian Chains on Nyx, but it's impossible. And that Ricky pick, unfortunately, it was a really good counter to get the Sven against him.
Yeah, he's having a very hard time in these team fights because Sven is tanky, Topson's very hard to kill, Omni-Knight's very tanky, and as a Ricky carry, you want to just be assassinating supports constantly.
exactly. And you have to deal with this Sven, and look, it's just Sven finds you, and that smokescreen saved him there, but that could have been a dead Ricky yet again. Topson is playing like, easily, you know, Topson is just playing his game. Nothing really stopping him. Sven activated that God strength.
Topson, a little too deep here.
Yeah, that was a bit, he has an Aegis though, but they should be able to control him regardless. They have smokescreen ready, there we go. Reckon even committed to this. Sure, Topson's dead at least. Meanwhile, Lelis is actually forcing OG to concert on him. And that actually gave him a bit of time. NIP, you are really good at wasting time, though. That's fantastic. This game is playing wonderfully. No till with Ego Scepter saving himself, but they want to go for this Sven, really. However, the Hawk doesn't really have the damage. Some ways to hit SumaiL, but he can't beat the Hawk. And they're just trying to kite him forever. SumaiL almost out of money. It's like cheese, so it's almost impossible to kill him. They stop Saksa for now. The rolling's done. They go for the Omnight, mid one. Oh no, the Hawk might die again. But there we go. Finally killing off mid one, and the Hawk survives this. Now going for Saksa, the raises to finish him off as well. And it's really just Sven versus the world, but it's been enough until now. Can they control him? Finally, they can. With a good Impale and Tanner here, SumaiL is just going directly to the graveyard. NIP, their chances are not over yet. They can still win this game.
5 dead, no buyback. Yeah, this is the moment.
Yep.
We actually see the creep wave basically at OG's doorstep.
They have been playing this extremely well, I gotta say. I mean, I guess OG and NIP are in very different positions when it comes to their playstyle. Like, NIP is answering, but their answer has been so good this game. I take my hat off to these guys, really.
Yeah, this is a huge opportunity for them. There's no way for OG to defend this until at least Topson's alive, but probably not even then, because there's this Nyx Assassin. There is this Puck who straight up counter your hero.
Yeah. You got too cocky, man. You got too cocky, and NIP knew how to punish you. They took a tower down. I mean, it's not that big, right? It's just, you just took a tower. NIP still in the losing side. They still lost one set of racks at tier 3 in the mid lane. And net worth is going slightly their favor, but not really, because Sven is the most farmed hero.
It is crazy, though. They're up by 6k, and it still feels like they are on the verge of losing this game.
Yeah, because it all depends on the drafts, right? As you play a lot of Dota, you realize that these 6k, 7k, at this point in the game, doesn't really matter as much. It's much more about draft and who has that net worth difference, right?
Yeah, and it is a little concerning that the Hawk is still really struggling to stay alive. He's only 1,300 net worth, or 13,000 net worth. It's going to be, like I said at the very beginning, it's kind of up to Tanner to be the carry in this game, and he's going for this very sort of like ult-focused wombo combo build. So if NIP doesn't execute their team fight perfectly in this next engagement, it's definitely OG's game to lose.
Yeah. NIP, I would also want to remark Lelis' performance. I think he has been a key point in this lineup, both at pushing and shoving the lanes, and as well at the team fight. Like, that last team fight, it was really all Lelis. He managed to keep OG at bay while they were dealing with Topson.
Yep, as soon as he switched from kind of like fighting OG to split pushing, this game really turned around. So I completely agree that Lelis has been a huge turning point for this as well. The gem pickup here by PPD trying to regain some of their map control is really important as well. And we see Lelis immediately to the bottom lane, creating this pressure so that OG has to worry about losing this Rax.
Is under attack.
Yep, exactly. OG, they at this point, they have to play NIP's game. NIP's kind of decided to tempo a bit with Lelis here. Yeah, they're going to force a TP. Oh, you betcha they're going to force a TP. Lelis is not going to let this slight advantage they've got in the bottom lane go to waste. What is OG's plan now? Now you've seen NIP wasting so much time, they can win these team fights. How do you ensure this doesn't happen again? Look at the build on the Shadow Fiend. It's a refresher orb on the Shadow Fiend. Full-on team fight, wrecking build.
Yeah, I mean, the plan for OG is just try and force NIP to fight you, because when you have the Sven on the front lines, you're good. But if you have to keep splitting up, then you give them the opportunity to continue to outfarm you, and the net worth will just continue to favor NIP the longer this game goes.
That's true, and they also managed to do the... Like, NIP can really break the lines easily with their lineup. With a Ricky, Puck, that right, a lot of mobility. It's difficult for OG to really preserve your Sven as your front liner if you don't get the right engagement or in the right position.
Double damage. That's always nice to see right about now.
Yeah, double damage. Ricky has an Ags as well, so Puck and Ricky is going to come out.
And this actually is going to solve a lot of Dahak's problems, right? Because he's going to be able to jump into the middle of the fight and then not die.
Yep. Yeah. You can, and also as a Shadowfiend cover, like something while Shadowfiend is wrecking and you want to kill him or stop him from his wrecking, you can't. Not without Ricky annoying you. He has a lot of damage. This guy is made out of paper, yes, but it also makes it seem so like you're made out of paper. He deals a ridiculous amount of damage.
Yeah, Lelis is also owning right now with all this map pressure that he's creating. And it's going to potentially set up Topson. He needs to be very careful here. This Ricky's going to initiate from super far away. There's no backup for Topson at the moment.
Oh, they're going to find the Ember. And as I was talking about, Ricky.
And they have a creep wave. No buyback.
A creep wave. And this is all Lelis. This is really all Lelis. This has been work. It's bearing fruit finally. Not even Superman can stop your dream, Lelis. Keep on dreaming, my little fairy dragon. Did he carry the Ricky with him? I'm not really sure. Was that the first pocket Ricky we've seen?
I missed it.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if Lelis was carrying him with his. It's kind of hard to tell when they're on top of each other. That's an interesting initiation, though, actually. Dream Coil with a pocket Ricky inside of you.
Yeah, definitely. Especially once this, like, rapid fire comes out. Although I'm sure he'll probably go for the Waning Rift AoE just because he's much more utility-based this game.
Universe, just doing little smoke. This is a great review, but it's worth your life. Unless they want to fight this. Yeah, NIP thought twice about it. Tanner, you have to be careful. You cannot lose people here at the Hawk. Forced to do the smoke screen. There's the Pango, and they managed to get a stun off on Tanner. He's forced to use Wrecking of Souls. It only really hits the Omni Knight. TP's immediately.
Oh, not enough time!
Oh, miscalculated in that TP! And that's Tanner
No
gone for
buyback.
100 seconds. There's no buyback, you're right.
Oh my god, what a potentially game-losing mistake that was.
Yes, that was not a good play. The play I would say by Universe is pretty good though. Reveal a smoke for Nyx with buyback, it's fine.
I agree. That's why you have to get out right away. You reveal the smoke and you just leave and you reset. Especially with Roche coming up here in just a minute.
Yeah. There's a free Roche, not to say it's something worse. And they can kill Topson again though. The Hawk and Lelis are trying to get this quick kill. Cheeky play. This might work out. Smokescreen does not get dispelled. You see mid one instead.
No-Tail. No-Tail has a Centaur just following Topson right now. He's here to break up.
Very clever.
And mid one is here as well. But the Hawk knows.
Smokescreen though. With a good smokescreen, the Centaur is useless, right? So.
OG knows. They know. They have lots of backup for Topson this time.
The Omni just following behind him, like guys. He has a blink as well with the Guardian Greaves. Oh, the Hawk goes for an easier kill. Okay, this kill could be good, but he's a 4-staff. Well, never mind. I spoke too soon.
So
Never mind, that's not the spot. The dust. Yeah. Dust no longer affects the Hawk. And No-Tail, he has a Ghost Scepter though. It's a bit difficult to kill him. The silence up. There's the Ghost. Yeah, as I was mentioning. Knew exactly what was going to happen there. The Pug does not have enough magical damage to unfortunately bring her down. I don't know, NIP. Okay, they managed to waste time again and get Tanner back up. And now
Tanner's coming.
Yeah, Tanner's back, but well, with a Dream Coil, yes, this is the bait that we're looking for. We're gonna Wrecking of Souls, but not too many souls, unfortunately. That was not too many souls. Tanner looking for the second Wrecking, 23 souls. It's just not that great. He's forced to use the BKB, stops all the damage. There's a second Wrecking. Again for the fear factor, and they do catch Sven and put him on the high ground. That's good, SumaiL! Back to EG you go. Role play as RTZ, there we go. Forced him back to the low ground, sorry. As SumaiL looks for the kill onto the SF. So many forced have to save SF, but he's still gonna go down. Tanner, he was alive for like 10 seconds there. It's killed off immediately. Not a good fight for NIP in the end. They control the Sven, but where's the damage coming from? Universe, what are you planning on? Where's the follow-up? Lelis comes in as well, but he also lacks the damage to kill a Sven, and the backline's Ricky's just keeping everyone at bay.
So out of
space. He cannot dispel, unfortunately, those roots. No Manta style available. Beautiful Impale, but you have 2 cores down for 80 seconds, 60 seconds. That's a long time. Why do they have buyback? They were not saving for buyback? No, neither of them.
And once again, it just feels like NIP, they had this plan and they just kind of started deviating from it. They are getting dragged back into OG's style of playing Dota, and it is just not working.
No. When he went for the Waning Rift AoE, by the way, to push lanes quicker, which I kind of agree with. But OG doesn't care. OG just killed Universe. OG's in your base, mate. It's Lelis against the world. Lelis has been creating so much space this whole game, but what? I don't know, maybe you can do it this time. Force staff with a Ghost Scepter APD trying to bait out SumaiL into that base, and there we go. Tanner's back. He has his buyback ready. But is Tanner against them? Lelis has to come back as well. Let's see what that Waning Rift does. He did go for the Waning Rift cooldown. Oh, but that Ancient is falling way too quick. Silence won't do anything. You need to Heaven's Halberd. Someone stop SumaiL from hitting this thing. They stop the Requiem with a Yo Scepter. SumaiL has a big AB, and this guarantees the win. NIP. Honestly, an amazing performance on this team. They played this really well, but OG just seem unbeatable.